they had destroyed our economy. And the worst victim was our agriculture. There are records available in our state archives, Chennai, that tells you that at the beginning of 19th century, around 1810-20, this land was the leading in agricultural production. In one of the reports that I went through, it tells us that in around 1820, in the paddy growing area, our rice production was approximately 7 metric ton per hectare. Now 7 metric ton per hectare is a very ambitious target today. In our delta belt, where we have, which is known for rice bowl, of not only a state but of the country, the optimum, this production comes about 6 metric ton. The most advanced country in the world in rice production, Japan, for them also 7 metric ton a hectare is a very ambitious target. But this was being done here, in our land. But this nearly 200 years of colonization, they destroyed our agriculture. And when they left, we were a starving nation. Before the British came, India did not know famine. There was no history of famine before the British came in India. But subsequently, because they destroyed our agriculture, we began experiencing famine, and millions of our people, they perished, they died. I remember as a young student in late 50s and 60s, in hostels, we used to have food scarcity. In hostels, the rice and wheat that we used to get, very often they were of substandard quality. And when some students complained on the quality of wheat and rice, we used to be told by the warden of the hostel, don't make noise. This is not yours. It has a gift from somewhere else. We used to look up to US and other countries to give us food grain. It was in that backdrop that thanks to our agricultural scientists and the farmers, when the country launched the Green Revolution, and the then Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri gave a call, Jai Jawan, Jai Kishan. Because we were weak militarily, China had captured a large part of our territory, Pakistan has captured half of Jammu and Kashmir, and we were a starving country. Thanks to our agricultural scientists and farmers, within a short time, we not only became food sufficient, but we became food surplus. Today, we are providing food to the hungry people in many countries from time to time. That was the miracle done by our farmers and agricultural scientists. Today we are at a situation when we say we, in India we don't have food problem as such. But globally, a large part of humanity is still food deficient. There are hungers in significant part of the world. And even in our own country, because of large production of rice, it is leading to some other kind of problems, unforeseen. Today, doctors tell us that in our state, Tamil Nadu, we have the largest number of diabetes patients here, people affected by diabetes. And one of the reasons they say is that our excessive dependence on rice. Or we have variety of, our cuisine is fabulous, fantastic, delicious, wide-ranging, but everything is made of rice. And the doctors say that this excessive consumption of rice is leading to these health issues. Not only that, there are areas in our country those areas which are water deficient, but appropriate for growing other crops. Take the case of Punjab. Punjab was ideally suited for wheat production. And for long, Punjab remained the wheat basket of India. Average production of Punjab, agricultural production, was almost 2.5 times higher than the national average till 1980s. But then the farmers there, we started moving towards rice. More and more rice cultivation. Rice we all know, we are all farmers. I come from a farmer family. In my younger days, in my school days, I have planted paddy saplings in my field. It is water intensive. It needs a lot of water. And when in Punjab, people started moving to rice, they started exploiting the groundwater. And within 3 to 4 decades, what happened? Water table has gone so down that they find it difficult. Keep digging it 400, 500 feet, 1000 meter, you have problem in getting water. Excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticide has rendered the soil infertile. Today, at one point of time, the state which used to have nearly 3 times larger than the average production, agriculture production, today it is less than this country's average. It has gone so down. So, excessive dependence on rice and farming of crops not suited to a particular climate, particular territory. All these are creating imbalance in nature. That is, soils are becoming less productive, largely fallow, and health-related complications for our people. So, in the year 2018, our visionary Prime Minister, we all know how our country is transforming every day. About a decade back, we were at the margin of world affairs. Nobody took note of us. India was considered a third world country. Today, the whole world looks at India for leadership. Leadership in solving the global problem. And one of the global problem is food problem. There are large part of the globe where people are underfed, people are hungry. And so, Prime Minister Modi declared, he realized there is a solution. And the solution is go to our old ways, farming according to which is suitable for the terrain. And millet. He declared 2018 in India as the year of the millet. In our country, we observed 2018 as the millet year. The whole world realized. And 5 years down the line, United Nations accepted it and declared 2023 as the year of the millet. International year of the millet. They realized the virtue of it, the capacity of it. They realize that the future of humanity lies in moving towards millets which are more nutritious and more nature friendly. In our state, I have been traveling to different areas, various areas of the state. Some areas I have seen, especially go to the south, we have water problem. Some weeks back I was in Ramnathpuram. We know that in Ramnath district there is a water problem. A large tract of land is lying unutilized, fallow. And there I witnessed, there are farmers, well educated, IIT, they are IIT graduates. And they started organic farming, natural farming, focused on millet. And it was so delightful to see how in that water deficient area, some enterprising young farmers, they began the experiment of producing millet which needs less water and in a way that gives them good yield. And I was happy to know that they are doing well. Other farmers are also coming and looking, seeing it for demonstration effect. More and more. And some of them have started running a training center for the farmers. They come, spend some time and learn how to turn this fallow land into a gold mine. This millet, which we have varieties, and we are perhaps, I am not fully aware, the scientists will confirm or deny, but the information that I have is that ours is the country which used to produce the largest quantity of millets, and perhaps even today, relatively we are producing larger quantity of millets. So, for a sustainable, healthy future, a sustainable, healthy future not only for our country but even for the world. Millet is the way forward. We know that we have a national leader. Every moment of that leader is committed to the service of our country. The country first, the nation first, but his vision is global, humanity. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Yadumure Yavarum Kelir. For this, with this vision, beginning from this land, our country, we have to save the world. We have to save the world from many problems. And in many areas, our country is showing the way. Take the case of energy. We all know that the world is facing an all-destructive climate crisis. We know that our planet Earth is heating up, is warming up. Temperature is rising. We know that polar ice caps are melting. Glaciers are receding, they are melting and receding. Rivers are drying up. Seasons are unexpectedly getting more and more erratic. Some parts of the world which has been known for centuries as a cold place, they are experiencing heat waves, and people are dying in hordes out of heat waves in a cold area. We are getting news off and on, flood in desert. We know that in coming a few decades, if drastic corrective measures are not taken, many of the island countries, small island countries, they will be wiped off the map of the world. They will all be submerged underwater. This is a devastating problem facing the world. And we know the reasons. The primary reason is excessive emission of carbon in the atmosphere, carbon that we use for energy production, fossil fuel. Energy is needed for development. And for that energy, all these years, we depended only on fossil fuel. But then, our country showed the way. When in 2015, the Prime Minister of India told the world to move to the alternative sources of energy, and alternative is green energy, safe energy. Because the West, they were looking for alternative non-carbon, that was nuclear. The nuclear energy, yes, it is, perhaps you need energy, it doesn't emit carbon. But we know that potential risk that it has. Because this is a power that humans know how to unleash, but they do not know how to control. They are helpless. So this cannot be a safe future for humanity. Today it might be needed, but we must be sure of tomorrow. So we must move away gradually from this to a safer source of energy. And when the Prime Minister of India, they told in the climate meeting, conference in France, that we must go for clean energy and then solar energy. We formed International Solar Alliance. At the time, many countries in the world were very skeptical. They thought, what is solar? So they knew solar energy. It's not that they didn't know it. But solar energy to that scale, that can be a viable alternative. They were not convinced. And there were very few takers. Today, we have more than 120 countries they have got membership of International Solar Alliance created by India, with headquarters in National Capital Territory of Delhi. And today, India has already achieved 40% independence from carbon in energy generation. Today, 40% of our energy needs are met from green energy, alternative sources of energy, safer energy. Solar is an important. We have gone towards wind. Ethanol. Ethanol is agricultural produce. We started first, the country started with the target of E10, that in our entire petrol, which is used for fuel in our vehicles, wherever they are used, 10% will be ethanol blending. We achieved it before the target, and now we are shortly going to achieve E20, that is 20% of our fuel will be blended with ethanol that is free from carbon. We are also moving towards energy from garbage, waste. What the Prime Minister said, we have achieved ODF, open defecation free. Imagine, 8-9 years ago, nearly 60% of our country people used to go out in open for defecation. Today, it's a history, everyone knows it. Now we are moving towards ODF plus. How to convert waste into energy. And we are making success, remarkable success. And we have set a target that by 2030, 50% of India's energy need will be carbon free, from carbon free sources. And going by the performance of our people, going by the capacity of our countrymen and women, we are confident that we will achieve this target before 2030. These are bold initiatives. And if initiative succeeds in a country of 140 crores, there is no reason to believe it cannot succeed in the rest of the world. It is not a small experiment. It's not an experiment with a country of maybe 2 crore, 3 crore, 4 crore, 10 crore. No, it is 140 crore. And if it can succeed here, it can succeed in the whole of the rest of the world as well. So, India is showing the way to a sustainable future. Sustainable future for humanity. In every field, the field where we are facing a major crisis. As I said, carbon, that is heating up, the climate crisis. General fitness. We know that as the prosperity comes, we tend to become sedentary. When we start consuming more, tendency is to ignore your health. And then we have start having problems which are the problem that comes primarily out of our lifestyles. Sedentary life. I have seen in areas where people used to be absolutely fit. I was, before coming over here, I was in Nagaland. In Nagaland is still a village-centric state. Society is village-centric. Villages are one, which are around which the life revolves. And in many of the villages, you will be happy to know that the village chiefs, a large number of them are more than 100 years old and they are healthy. A 105-year-old man comes and gives me a lecture, half an hour lecture on how to live a healthy life. But there also in the urban areas, now we are witnessing obesity. Tribals are losing the life of the old way of living, and because of prosperity and eating unhealthy food and unhealthy lifestyle, more and more lifestyle diseases. Nobody knew before what is blood pressure, what is diabetes, but these are more prevalent today, and many more number of people are dying because of this than any pandemic or any other infectious disease. So, and this is happening across the world, in a world where wherever there is a growth in prosperity, we have this problem. So the fitness, people to be fit, and our country, we started a movement, Prime Minister started a movement, Fit India, yoga, which our people have been doing for thousands of years, but mostly we were not conscious of it. Some people were doing it. It is a very proud heritage to keep yourself healthy physically and mentally. But when Prime Minister gave a call for yoga and Fit India, the whole world accepted and yoga became an international event. We know that June 21 is Yoga Day, International Yoga Day. So in a futuristic world, how the future world should be like? Future world should be a safe planet, healthy people. A safe planet and healthy people is only through a sustainable way of life. It cannot be through a life completely driven by consumerism. The Western way of life, it has now taught us a lesson, taught them a lesson and has taught us also a lesson. So now we are showing the way forward. Because this country has a great responsibility. This country has never been inward looking. The old text of Tamil, everywhere the concern is for the humanity, is not only for myself or yourself, the whole. This has been the true character of India. This is what defines us. During long period of foreign invasion and colonization, we lost quite a lot of this consciousness. But then we have to regain it. Not for ourselves, but for the world. In 1947, when India became independent, it was a great moment of joy for us. And by now I'm sure all of my friends sitting here and elsewhere in Tamil Nadu would be aware of something very, very significant that happened on that day from this land. You might have read the newspaper about Sengol. Because when the British, they were to leave India, they wanted to know, will there be any ritual or just signing of a paper, 2 signatures? Because in Britain, there is a tradition, some of you might have seen recently how the new king was coronated. There was a ritual. So they were also curious to know whether India has a ritual. And when they asked the then Prime Minister, well, what is going to be the formality? How are we going to have the transfer of power? Our then Prime Minister, very brilliant person, intelligent person, but because of his European education, English education, he was not familiar. Of course we have. India for very, very long time, for thousands of years, there has been a tradition of transfer of power. Before the foreign invasion and colonization, our Rajas, our emperors, whenever there has been a transfer, change, the new person has come, there has been a ritual. And in Tamilgam, there has been a very old tradition of, since the time of, even before, but it continued for long during the time of our great Cholas. And the tradition was transfer of Sengol, which Runyan Sambandar, one of the great Myanmars. I had occasion to visit his birthplace, Sirgadi, only a few days back. You get such a positive vibration when you go to that place, if only you are receptive to it. So he said, yes, we have. And Rajaji organized this entire event of ritual regarding transfer of power. The then Tanjore district, currently in Meladurai district, Tiruvaduthurai Adinam, Rajaji approached the Adinam. They drew the diagram, and Sengol was made by a renowned jeweler of Chennai. It was taken, Guru Mahasanidhana was not well, his deputy was deputed, and Nadaswaram Maestro Rajratnam Pillai and his troupe accompanied. They all went to Delhi, and the Sengol was given at the right time, had given to Mountbatten, and from him it was taken by our priest, purified, sanctified with the holy water, and then given to the then Prime Minister of India. That ritual somehow, unfortunately, we have forgotten. Though the national and international media covered it very well, reported in all the papers. Here Tamil papers reported, there were not many Tamil papers at the time, but they reported. Hindu reported, Indian Express reported, a Statesman reported, Hindustan Times reported, Times magazine from America, they reported the whole event. Parliament building will be inaugurated. And 20 Adinams from here, they have gone over there to perform this ritual. We must be. But on that day, something more was there. We have a great Rishi, Rishi Aurobindo. Rishi Aurobindo on the day, he was a great revolutionary. He fought the British. There is an awareness that the entire world is a family. There is one God who, after creating, no two leaves are alike, but no two leaves are separate. They are integrally connected with the tree. Beyond the tree, leaf has no existence. This awareness was there in our people several thousand years ago. This awareness is there amply written in our Sangam literature. And so, here is a land where consciousness is evolving towards that realization that the whole world is a family. And that is the only way we can save the world. The world can be a family, live like a kudumba. So, he said that this country, Bharat, has an obligation, a duty to grow to that level to save the world. And I think, friends, that moment has come today. When the world is facing crisis, be it climate, be it poverty, be it conflict and war, be it pandemic. We saw the COVID pandemic. Whole world was affected. But when the rich and advanced countries, when they developed vaccine, they raised the price of vaccine, they started looking at it as an opportunity to make more money. It was this country, our country, Bharat, thanks to our scientists, when they produced the vaccines in a record time. And now the world has accepted that our vaccine is among the best in the world. We gave this vaccine to people of more than 150 countries. This is in our DNA. So, to create a future for the world, Bharat has to take the lead. And towards that, in terms of food sufficiency, healthy food sufficiency, we have to move towards alternative crops. And that answer is millet. We all know it is nutritious. We all know they are climate resilient. We all know that they are not so full of hassles as other crops are. It's not difficult to grow them. And we can grow in areas which are water deficient. So, we have to now move towards it. And in this millet revolution, we had a green revolution in 60s. Today we are beginning a millet revolution. And in this millet revolution, India has to sow the all over. Then the processing of the produce, value addition, providing the market and farm linkages. All these are crucial links in the entire chain of millet revolution. In this, Tamil Nadu Agricultural University is playing a lead role. I am really very, very happy and thankful to the university, the entire team of the university which is doing this work. This university had played a seminal role at the time of Green Revolution. We all know what role this university played at the time of Green Revolution, making this country from food deficient to food surplus. And it is only befitting that this institution takes the lead for the new revolution, that is millet revolution, with its more and more programs, more and more outreach, I am sure what you are doing, what you all are doing here, it will transform the country, it will transform the world. I wish all of you the very best. The experts and scientists, those who have come from different parts of the country and the world, I express my greetings and gratitude to them for coming and sharing their experience, their knowledge, and taking something away from this, because I know that this place, this institution, and the farmers of this place, they have a lot to share with the rest of the country and the rest of the world. It must have been an enriching experience for all. I wish everyone